Recording started.
I want last year's one. Thank you. Oh, man.
Well, it's just not gonna be able to be done. No while.
And they don't.
We are, it's recorded on here. Anybody needs it, it'll be recorded on the computer.
All right, thanks, Cameron. All right, we're good. We can resume.
Okay. Just start where we are.
Yep.
Okay, so if we can just look at the minutes, if you have those, if you have read over them for, January 2026. Did you get to that meeting, Miss O'Dell? Okay, yes, you were here.
All right, I move to approve the minutes. from last month.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Minutes will be admitted as submitted. We have a business beautification grant for 202 North Main Street that we'd like to go over tonight. Here's their proposal. Is there a representative here tonight for? Okay, if you please come forward, state your name and your address.
Adam Miller, that's 202 North Main.
Okay.
It's the same, pretty well. The slight change is that we did get the updated quote to have the front facing sign be painted and lighting upgraded to match what's going to be in the new side facing sign. So that was the only thing we were waiting on from the last meeting, and that came through. So other than that, everything we talked about before is the same. So don't know if there's any other information you need from me.
I think that's all we asked for.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, he's provided the updated quote. Unlike the previous submittals where there were two quotes, this submittal has only one quote covering both sides of the project, adding the new projecting sign, and we're kind of refurbishing the existing wall sign. The quote is $8,956.86. And if you match that on a 50-50 basis, that'll be $4,478.43. And if you guys approve this, that will leave $10.56 left over in the budget for the business beautification grant. So.
Okay, and we heard his explanation last month. Were there any other concerns other than what he's already submitted his new proposal? I looked at it earlier. I didn't see anything, any discrepancies. Mr. Paulson, do you have anything?
Yeah, and I spoke with the city guys over the last month or so about the tree situation.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like that even a replacement of some of those is on the table at some point if they can get things funded. So hopefully they're going to trim those down around us a little bit to help for now, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, good.
Okay.
That's good.
All righty.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you, sir.
Yep.
Okay, so he has asked for the Finvet,
We would
have
do
it
the
in the
board.
budget.
Yeah,
To
do
go
the
up with that.
100%. Yeah, we had left that in the budget. Okay. So I move to approve.
I s-
Fine.
Okay, I second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, anyone opposing? Okay, thank you, sir.
Good luck.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
All right, so now we're going to move to the future business. We're going to make some changes to that. So we were going to have Arbor Day. Brandy, if you would come first, please. We're going to get that. We have other items of discussion. And then after Brandy, we're going to come up with the local business involvement and have Ms. Russell, who's here also tonight. Thank you for coming. Excited to hear what you have to say. And so that would be the order of the changes. And then we would take the goals and the ideas, 5B, and we would move that to 5E. And then local business would move up. Residential appearance award would move up to the one level up. Okay, is anybody opposed to that order that we are changing? Okay, thank you. Ms. McCandless, if you could please just speak your name and the purpose of you being here tonight so everybody here knows what's going on.
Okay. Brandy McCandless with Graham Recreation and Parks. I'm the marketing supervisor, but I also have programs and events. And Arbor Day in Graham is one of the programs I plan with the Parents Commission.
Okay.
So I brought you a packet. It's a very similar packet that you've seen in the past. The information you received from Jonathan in your agenda packet was just a summary while these events and programs were in the planning phases, kind of just to give you an update of where things stood at that time. The first page is just the social media schedule at this time, how information will go out and how frequently. So Tuesdays and Saturdays, information will go out from covering the events and programs as well as education pieces for the community through our Facebook, Instagram, and then we also utilize our email through our registration software that goes out to about 6,000 at this time. And then the second page is just general information. You've asked in the past about advertising and how we advertise through the schools. We've utilized PeachJar, which is an email software where we can send flyers out to the schools. That's how they prefer we communicate with parents and faculty when we're advertising programs and events. Usually if I utilize PeachJar, it's in the fall. Engagement is usually best then. Usually comes spring. Engagement's a lot lower, I guess, because parents are receiving so many emails and it's such a busy time. So that's just information about the cost for information going out about Arbor Day and Graham, if that's something you choose. We also have the City Graham that goes out through our public relations specialist that we can add Arbor Day and Graham events to that information when that time comes. But all the other information is just general information that we include on the City of Graham website on the Arbor Day and Graham page. It covers general information about what Arbor Day and Graham is, as well as the mission of the Parents Commission and Tree Board as far as being advocates for planting and preservation of trees within the City of Graham. It also gives explanation as to what Tree City USA is. One of the reasons why we offer our tree planting ceremony for the city. I've included a recap of the activities from last year, so you can see how much participation and engagement we had, and to decide if that's something we want to move forward with, changes we need to make to enhance engagement, or to replace with a new activity. For 2026 through Graham Recreation and Parks, we have created 2 new events for Arbor Day and Graham through our department. Throughout the spring and summer months, we offer a Chill and Thrill Park pop-up event where we take our mobile recreation van out into Graham Regional Park. We usually try to set those up during school breaks, but we also know there's homeschool and smaller children that are in the parks as well. So we already have a captive audience, so that's a good time to go out with the park and play, create activities for the kids, and to promote all the activities going on throughout our city and throughout recreation and parks. So one of those programs is April 6th. We're popping up on Monday from 10 to 12, and we're going to offer tremendous bingo as part of the program. Families can come out, play bingo with us. That is during spring break. And the New Leaf Society will be donating tree saplings as prizes. So between our bingo sessions, we'll be able to give out fun tree facts to the kids, and each of the trees that go out will also have information and QR codes as to how to plant trees and about the tree that they'll be taking home with them that day. So education piece, a way to get folks out into the parks, and then just a theme, something different for families to participate in. We're also offering Leaves, Light, and Lenses, a smartphone photography and parks opportunity with the Elizabeth Larson Photography Studio. They're coming out to offer that program. There is a charge for the program, but it will be at Bill Cook Park, the park where we've just added so many new trees. So it'll give us a chance to also educate the public about all the trees that were planted, while they were planted, and while they are there, our staff will be able to walk and educate them on the different types of trees in the park. So a great education opportunity, and hopefully when they walk away with that knowledge of the smartphone photography, they'll be able to utilize it in the park, because Bill Cook Park is a new Eco Explore location with Grand Recreation and Parks. So we now have 3 locations. So another fun way to get families out into the parks. That's our 2 new programs, but exploring last year's programs, we had, this is what we need to talk about as far as with the Parents Commission, is the Arbor Day Art Contest, the Kindness Rock Hunt, and the tree planting ceremony. So we can start with the Arbor Day Art Contest. Last year, we accepted entries from March 17th through April 6th. However, we only had 4 pieces of art submitted. There were 4 prizes, and all 4 were distributed. So the year before that, we offered a poem contest, and it had small numbers of folks participating. That's why we expanded into the art contest to allow more types of media to come in to be judged. So what's your input on the art contest?
I really think, excuse me, just with speaking with the museum, they were very engaged. They offered a lot of different suggestions as far as resources for us to tap into, which we got the results from the 4 entries that we did get. So I think it was very nice. If we can just interact, I don't know, it's a lot of restrictions. I'm sure you're aware more than what I am about how to contact and reach out to the students. So there's a special process I understand that we have to go through. And with that having been said, I don't know if we have enough time now, but I think we should, to get their art department involved this year. And maybe we could get more entries. And that was one of the things that I was interested in doing. Reach it out to to middle and high school and elementary, all 3 levels.
But I think last year you had brought up the rehab, what's down here? The rehab place.
Peak resource.
Peak
Yeah.
resources.
Peak,
You had
yeah, that's
said
exactly.
they wanted to do something.
Yeah, that's my second thing. That's
Okay,
right.
okay.
And so the activity director at Peak Resources is also interested in having some of their people make entries. They were kind of ready to go, but we hadn't explored that yet with you. So we kind of put it on hold.
Yeah.
So if you would like to, for us to reach back out to them or you, we could definitely explore that as well. But those were the 2 things that I had to discuss or suggestions.
I think we can also utilize the Alamance Partnership for Children. I don't think there's any sort of fee or anything associated with partnering with them, or at least getting the word out. Just a suggestion.
So would you like to keep all the same criteria and guidelines as last year? And are you wanting to add any other categories? Last year,
Now the category, painting, drawing, photography, and poetry. Yeah. Right, that was,
Because the prizes went out to elementary, and then there was a first, second, and third place adult. I think that we wanted to have elementary, middle, high, and an adult category.
Mhm, but we didn't get the entry, so we kind of doubled up on some of them.
So would you like to keep those initial categories, the elementary, middle, and high school and
Good,
adult?
yeah.
If we're reaching out to Elements Partnership with Children, they're mostly early education. So do you want to add that category as well for the,
Like under 5.
okay.
I can also bring that information there. I'm on the board there, so I can definitely pass that word along.
Okay. The next thing is, what dates would you like entries to be accepted? Last year it was March 17th through April 6th. But if we make a decision tonight, it could be during the month of March. That way you can make a decision at your April meeting. That,
Sounds good.
okay.
Good.
And then you'll make a decision at the April meeting.
So you're just gonna start March 1st to the
Yes.
31st?
For accepting entries.
Okay.
And those entries could be dropped off at the Graham Recreation Center. We also had the option to email, which is, we did have an entry come through that way from our elementary student. Okay. Is that okay with,
We changed it, extended the date to April 3rd.
Is that
what
Good
it-
Friday though?
Yeah, it is. We'll just keep it for the month of March. I think the board has already
okay.
stated that that would be fine. Okay, month of March would be fine. Right, perfect. And do you have any suggestions, or would you be reaching out to the schools?
I can reach out to the art departments. Are you wanting to extend to just Graham or extend out to Alamance County schools?
You are city for Graham, but we do service the Alamance entire county, so I think, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to check, because we did have participants must live in Alamance County as part of the criteria, but I just wanted
Well,
to,
Alamance County,
I
yeah.
think,
Check,
yeah,
okay.
Alamance County,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be good. Give us more territory and more opportunity. We did have a group come last year, daycare
Yeah.
group,
Yes.
which really made it. It was just a all moment. I don't know, did anyone get their contact information? Do we know how to reach back out to them, who they were?
I
Because
think
I
they-
never got
Were they able
notification.
to walk over?
I think
Was
that,
singing with the choir, so I never really got a chance to
I
really
think they
interact.
walked over. And that's why they were able to come last year, because they walked.
Do we
it's
know?
on Main Street. There is a daycare on Main Street. That's about a block away from the rec center.
Right, so I think they had walked over.
Maybe we
So,
could
and
reach,
it's-
try to find them again.
And that was good. They were there. They were cute.
And then we would just need the art contest prizes. And in the past, the Appearance Commission has reached out for those.
More than happy to pursue that for you again this year. Let's talk about the numbers and so we had the categories are going to be elementary, middle, and high. And so we need, how many, you're going to do 3 for each category?
We've only done, last year we only had planned to do 1 for each category. And for this year, it would be 5 and under, or under kindergarten and under, elementary, middle, high, and adult.
All right.
And it'd just be one adult, not 3 adults. I think first, second, third.
Oh,
mean,
okay.
I'm
So
asking-
we don't need as many, so that's good because we had so many last year.
We got extras, but we did had some that didn't Buffalo Lanes roll over?
From Mebane,
There were 6 bowling coupons left for this year. We also, when we get to Kindness Rocks, there were 2 rocks that were never turned in. They were found.
Mhm.
I couldn't find them where I had put them. But there were 2 that were found, but they had never
Right.
cashed in for their prizes. So we do have those available too, if the businesses are they're still valid with the businesses. So yes, we need 5 prizes, age appropriate prizes for the Arbor Day contest, art contest.
And we can discuss the date we would like, or we can just start today. Getting ideas or going and talking with vendors, business owners. Sooner the better.
And as you have them, last year, you just brought them by to my office and then I packaged them and put them with their different categories.
Absolutely.
And I handled reaching out to the
What date would you like
winners.
those in by? Like the very last day you want?
It would be great to have them, I would say by mid-March. That gives you about a month, but sometime to advertise what those prizes are going to be and recognize those sponsors for the
Right.
prizes.
So when I'm looking at the 6 bowling coupons from last year, I think Mr. Britt, brought those aboard, and I think he said that he had spoken with the owner, and he said that he would extend those and wouldn't be an expiration date pretty much. With that having been said, if we could do a drawing, maybe we could post a drawing for the day of, maybe to entice people to come out. Maybe we could use those for that and just
Are you referring to the tree planting ceremony
for the Arbor
for
Day.
your drawing?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, for the drawing for the tree plant ceremony.
Okay,
Mhm.
well, just so you know, 3 of the gift certificates were for $50 and 3 were for 25. So that's fairly high for a draw. You may want to consider using those for one of the other prizes.
Okay, so,
And then we also have a $25 gift certificate to the Broom Closet and a $20 gift certificate to Sutton's that were not picked up.
okay, so you got $20 for the broom closet
25 for the Broom Closet
and,
and $20 for Sutton's. And that's if they're still valid for this year's events. Those were prizes for the rock hunt. We try to make sure, especially since the rock hunt was in downtown Graham, that those downtown businesses were the ones recognized during that particular event.
Do they have an expiration date?
I'll have to check.
Okay, because we can.
Most
go
of the
back
time
and
they
ask
do.
them if it would be okay to reuse them.
Mhm.
Okay.
So is there anything else for the Arbor Day art contest? We have it, the City of Graham Parents Commission and Tree Board invites the community to show off their creativity and create art for Arbor Day. The theme last year was all about trees. Art categories can include painting, drawing, photography, poetry, etc. We kept it very vague, and we had the 4 that came in were great entries. Would you allow them to resubmit those entries? I'm asking because it could be a question.
Don't believe so.
Okay.
the answer was no. Yes.
I thought that would be your answer, but I still wanted to ask.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if we're good with the art contest, we can move on to the next. The other one was the Arbor Day Kindness Rock hunt in downtown Graham. It was held during the month of April or while prizes lasted. We had 5 rocks. They were all found, like I said, but 2 were not submitted to us for their prize. Several rocks were found duplicate times. So we did let them, we had so many tree saplings that we were giving away last year, we were able to at least give them a tree sapling for participating. But I have suggestions for the rock hunt for this year. Last year, the rocks had different themes on them. I think the theme to keep with the rocks is for this year to have larger rocks about the size of like a palm and paint those and paint them with specific tree leaves. And I'd like to wrap each of the rocks like with a piece of twine and like a laminated card. And on that card to have how to fit in your rock for a prize, but also have information about the leaf that's on that rock, about the tree, to give that education piece and to bring everything together as far as making the rock hunt truly relatable with Arbor Day and Graham and why we're doing it. And to also require them to turn in the rock to claim the prize. That way we can reuse them for the future, and then it's not being found multiple times. And I was hoping to hide 6 rocks this year, and then we would need 6 prizes. And like I said, in the past, we've asked for those 6 prizes to be with downtown businesses, to connect folks coming downtown and then to hopefully get them into the businesses after they search for their rocks for a possible prize.
Are you gonna do the laminated cards? and
Yes.
The twine? Do
Yes.
That, okay,
I really like that idea.
yeah.
So you have 6, you're suggesting 6 rocks
Bigger size.
with tree leaf themes.
Yes, yes. To highlight different different native trees. And I can work on finding the rocks and getting those painted, if you'd like.
You're gonna do the rocks?
Yes.
Did you say? Okay,
Mhm.
if you want to do those, okay. And we'll just get the prizes.
For getting 5 prizes.
And we had both kids and adults that found the rocks in the past. So a very wide range of ages.
So we'll find out from the broom closet if we can reuse that gift certificate and Sutton's.
So we need 6 prizes for the rock hunt.
So if Broom Closet and Sutton's has no expiration date or will extend their expiration date, are we taking those 2 from the 5 that?
Yes, you can.
Okay,
We need a total of 11 prizes.
prizes. Yeah.
6 of them, okay. Buffalo Lanes.
All right, anyone have any questions or at this category? No?
Okay. And then our final event for Arbor Day and Graham is the tree planting ceremony. And at this time, I have spoken with our parks team, as well as our youth program director. And we're looking at having the tree planting ceremony on Arbor Day, which is Friday, April 24th, from 10 to 11, with the tree planting ceremony beginning at 10. And that's the time we've done in the past. at Bill Cook Park. There's a location by the playground and Shelter 1 near Field 3 where a tree could be planted. We do not have anyone that it's reserved for at this time for in memory of or in honor of. We do have a tree donation process where the community can submit in to donate a tree into a park. I'm not sure how many or who has came in at this time, but in the past we have recognized individuals who have made a difference within our like parks or previous employees that are no longer with us and recognize them. So that's something to consider if there is someone in mind who has truly contributed to our community, a time to recognize them, especially if they're connected to the park or those facilities in some way.
And how much is a donation for the tree?
150?
Have to look
That
it up.
much?
I don't have it in this packet. I'll have to look
Okay.
because I know that price did change.
It did. I know it was like 80 at one point.
I
and
think it's
gone up.
150.
Yeah.
Based on what I
It is on our website, but I can get that
Okay.
information
We'll
to
look
you.
at it.
150. So I do have a suggestion for the tree planting ceremony. The person was a school teacher. And I guess her husband, he's still living 100-some years old. And they are going to go online and make the application that's online that indicates it's $150. And so they would make that check payable to the Recreation Department, or how would we do that?
I believe it's to the Friends of Recreation and Parks.
Friends.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. Hey, and I was expecting them to be here. Right?
And
How soon and what is the deadline for getting that nominee to you?
looking to see when we need to have the ceremony schedule finalized. Hold on 1 second. Could it be before your April meeting? That way we could discuss it at the April meeting and confirm.
So the April meeting is gonna be. Yep. That one.
And I've spoken with our youth program director. He works closely with North Graham Elementary and their mentor program. And there is a group of kids that he may be able to bring over for the tree planting ceremony that day. And if they're there, we're actually able to get the kids there. I know last year, the small kids helped to put mulch around the tree after it was planted, but I think it would be great to have some sort of activity that they participate in directly after the ceremony that has an education piece to it, something hands-on. And it'd be really great if the Parents Commission was part of that hands-on opportunity with them, especially in the leadership roles that you're in and working as part of that mentorship program that's coming over. Could be a great opportunity.
I had a suggestion. I saw something, I don't know how many children it would be. I don't know if we could make a board that big, but I saw something that had like, not bowling ball size, but maybe grapefruit size holes. And it had the plastic buckets like what they use sometimes for Easter. And the soil was available and some shovels. And actually, you know what? It may have been just a little Easter bucket with the shovel. And they had a small tree. They actually was able to go over it, so they stabilized it. It was stationary with the hole that was in the board. And they had the buckets there and they would go up and they would plant their tree. And then there was, like a freestanding video. And I think they were all the same type of tree. And it plan and telling them about, and it was age appropriate, telling them about the tree and how how it grows, how tall it gets and where it's mostly found. And I guess we could make one of the choice of whatever type of tree we're being donated this year. Have you gotten?
I do not know what type of tree it's gonna be. We'll be working with, someone from the Arboretum to make that decision.
How old will the children be? Do we know? I know it's elementary, but
Yeah, I'm not sure, which ages he'll be bringing over that day. I know it will be a small group, so it could be maybe 10 to 20 kids possibly. I know his mentorship, program is growing, with kids, so I'm not sure how many yet. I told him I would know more after this meeting to kind of give him a better idea.
okay.
I like the idea.
So to move forward with the tree planting ceremony, in the past, the tree board has invited city council to come out and join us that day. And as far as the ceremony schedule, last year's ceremony schedule is on the next page. It's deciding if we're going to keep the same schedule, lineup, and topics. Who's going to cover each of those topics and speak during the ceremony. But if that could be looked at during this month, and we can make the final decision on the actual ceremony at the April 6th meeting. And then that's when we would confirm who would be attending. And then we also need to know if anyone from the family would be speaking as part of the ceremony schedule. We'll reach out to the Forest Service to see if they'll be attending that day. Tim with Public Works, Tim Covington, he has already checked with Tree City USA and he's received that paperwork and the proclamation for the event. And I'll also reach out to the library to see if they'd like to attend again this year. They've attended in the past with information about their seed library and different outreach opportunities they have for educating about trees and other gardening opportunities. But the ceremony itself, like I said, it's on the next page and we can talk about that tonight, or we could do planning and decide next month who will be speaking for each of those parts and if that's the schedule you want to keep.
I'm looking at the outline from last year. Oops. Don't know the type of tree, so we'll fill that in. Could add, if he was able to bring the children, we could just add that where we had the I think it'll be fine. You want to bring it back so we can discuss this next month?
Yeah, we can decide on the ceremony. Oh, excuse me, at the March meeting, sorry.
Yeah, next month.
Before we wrap this up, I recall at the last meeting, there was a bit of discussion about,
The
Oh.
time and date.
yeah, as well as the time and date, for the tree planting ceremony as well. In addition to marketing and outreach, so we've already kind of touched on some of that with the prize donations and reaching out to the art museum and schools and such. So I just wanted to run it through you guys. Do you feel like this has been a productive conversation with regards to kind of marketing strategies and outreach strategies, or do you feel like there might be more to discuss regarding that either tonight or at the following meeting in March?
I think the marketing strategies were explained very clearly when she first started speaking, so I was comfortable with that. I did still have a question of whether or not if we could maybe possibly consider the time of day so we could get more participation from the actual children that would be in school that day. That's my only concern, but the marketing, she laid that out, so that's good. And I know it's expensive to keep adding. So I don't want to have to incur another expense, but I would like to see if we could get more participation. And one way of thinking that that may happen if that we were able to move the time of day, 10 o'clock. I mean, it even puts me taking off work for that day, if I had to go out and do mission work. But, just so we can get participation from the actual students themselves. I mean, because one of the parent was a little disgruntled about having to take the child out of school to come there to read the poem, and then the child felt a little nervous, I guess, because he was having to come from school, do the poem, and then go back to school. And so she was like, well, can y'all do this any other time? And I was like, well, I can definitely make a suggestion, but I can't give you an answer today. But you know,
And I believe that it was because of the work schedule is one of the reasons we have it,
On Fridays,
right?
it's with our staff.
And yeah,
But
With
also
who's
this,
staff? Wait a minute, what are we saying?
the public works staff,
yeah,
Oh, with
because they're the
public.
one,
Oh, okay, yeah.
they're the ones that come out
Yes,
to
and
plant the tree that day.
mhm.
And I did check with the mentorship program, just trying to see what time was best and what time he goes over there to see the kids. And that 10 o'clock time, because I said we could be somewhat flexible sometime in the morning. And he did say like the 10 o'clock time does work well with that group because it is once school's gotten started, the day's gotten started, and it's before lunchtime as well. Because they do get out early afternoon as well. So working with the school schedule and try not to disrupt their day as, that seemed to be the best time if we wanted to have those kids come out, for the event.
Well, and then another part of that was that I would like to see if we could work along with the chorus from the schools as well. Getting their band or their chorus involved. Just more participation, within the community and the schools, I think would be a great idea. Now, someone did mention also last meeting, about the actual day. I did indicate that it was normally done on the last Friday of the month. That's what is written, that Arbor Day should be observed, but there were suggestions that, or remarks that that could maybe be changed as well. I don't have a problem with the day of the week. I just, but if Saturday works better and we can get more participation, I would just like to try to see if we could try our best to kind of meet the people where they are. And, we got working parents. Most people have to work. We have working parents, and sometimes nap time is like kind of like a little bit beyond 10 o'clock. So maybe by 11, they may put them down right before lunch. But I don't know if you're interested at all in even looking at doing it the Saturday after the last Friday day, do the last Saturday of the month, or
but does it have to be
change,
on the
but does
last
it have,
Friday?
that's what the question was,
Retreat,
does it
you would-
have to be actually on the last Friday? I know that's Arbor Day.
Mhm.
And as far as we researched it several times, we read it several times. But will the Parks and Recreation be willing to consider moving it to another day to get more participation, just to see what happens? It may not make a difference at all, but at least we've made some attempt to get more participation from the community, and it's vital. And people are saying, well, I can bring my kid, but I can't get off work. I would love to come, but I can't juggle my schedule like that. My child is just not where I can uproot them and then take them back. And so it's all different reasons why they cannot or don't want to do it on a Friday. So I don't know. It's up to the Parks and Recreation, as I did indicate last month, but I don't know to get, it's just, we have such a great program. I mean, you really put together a great program, and I would just like to see if more people can be able to be involved in that and witness that. And to me, I'm just excited every April to participate because you really have it well put together, and it's very emotional time. When I looked at the kids last year and their participation and hands-on and, covering it with the mulch. And I just thought, well, what would it be like if we had a middle school, high school combined choir or come out and sing? Um, or if we were able to get, the children, older children to come out and do the hands-on and assist with the younger children with tree planting. And maybe
The question is gonna be, do we have the leeway to change
to
it?
change it.
Yeah.
Who would make that decision?
So I still recommend that we have the event on that Friday on Arbor Day in Graham. It is a small scale event. It was created as a small scale event and it has grown. With it being on Friday, we have the city staff. It's not requiring any overtime or comp time, especially for departments that are already putting in that overtime and the comp time. We also have North Graham Elementary, which their students are able to come over during the school day to participate in the program. There's no guarantee if we have it on Saturday. Saturdays are already so busy for families, and it's going to be hard to get them out. For that type of event, just previous years, reaching out to somewhere, it's already got that captive audience. We already have a captive audience at North Graham that's going to come over. We'll have the family members that are going to come and join us for the tree planting. But that type of event, if we move it to Saturday, I don't know if people are just, unless they're directly connected to the event somehow, if they're going to come out just to the tree planting event. Unless it's something bigger and more engaging to come out to. But I also don't recommend doing something like that because we already have neighboring cities that are doing Arbor Day events and programs. We have a neighboring city doing one in the spring and another one doing one in the fall. So that would just be duplicating programs that may not be needed, where they bring out vendors and opportunities like that. So I don't think we're there, but something that Graham does do differently than offering those one Arbor Day programs in the spring and fall is we're offering a whole month of various activities and education opportunities and pushing it out through our social media. So we are
Yeah.
trying to reach out to the community. The tree planting ceremony, like I said, it was created as a small event and it has gotten bigger, and we do live stream it as well, and it's available on our YouTube channel as well following the event. So if someone does miss it, there is an opportunity to watch it and to share the ceremony in case someone missed it that wanted to come. And it lives there for a long time, especially for these families. They have something to walk away with that have planted the tree. They'll have a keepsake on YouTube.
I concur. I just had to ask the question because it was on the last month's meeting questions, things that people were concerned about. So, I mean, that explanation sets well with me as well because I know we can change things and it still may not make a difference, but I think, like you said, it started small, it's growing. Maybe if it continues or we get the inquiries and maybe we can have them to drop a note on the website or something where people's opinion can be seen and come directly to your department, which may outweigh what we're saying here because it's just bits and pieces. But I guess Friday, the last Friday of the month. What I'm accustomed to, so I'm good with it.
And I do see here the cost is $150. On the last page.
I've already looked at it. Okay, so anything else? Anybody else have anything else that they want to add to this category? Nothing else?
Looks good.
So next month we'll finalize the ceremony schedule, and then prizes will be available to me mid-March. We
Mid-March.
can start advertising.
Work on that.
Okay.
Damn, I've
Okay.
got you down.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, and as I did note earlier, then we're going to now have, our person from the community to come forward. Local business involvement, Ms. Renee Russell. If you please come forward to the microphone and state your name and address.
So my name is Renee Russell.
Yeah.
I live at 218 Ward Street. And I own 64 Harvard, which is a frame shop on 116 West Hardin. So, yeah.
If you can make it tonight.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I don't know if y'all know, but maybe Cheryl remembers, but I used to be on the Appearance Commission way back in the day. So
And you're
not
still,
that long
you're
ago,
still
but
supportive because you
yeah,
donated. so-
absolutely. Always.
Yeah, I like to point that out that we just thank you so much for all of your gifts that you donated last year.
Oh, yeah. Always. We are always happy to help in any way we can, which is part of why I was wanting to kind of talk with y'all and see what kind of partnership the downtown businesses can do with y'all and how we can kind of work together. I know, so the businesses are all in communication with each other. We've got a big group text. And we're just trying to do everything we can to get people to come into Graham and shop. And we know that like just getting people here, makes it better, and helps everyone. And we've hit a couple roadblocks with like city council and stuff like that. They're just not really listening to us or inviting us into the conversations. And having businesses downtown, it's, a big part of that area is us. So we're hoping that maybe we can forge a relationship with y'all and like just kind of help out. There's some things that we need that I don't know if it's a project that you guys would be into taking on. I think our biggest kind of need or want would be wayfinding signs.
Yeah, okay. And that's one thing I was going to let you know is that has been mentioned in our
Mhm.
meetings. We have discussed it.
Okay.
But was not with this particular meeting. I do think that you can participate, just after hearing what Brandy's, concerns were about hands-on activities during the Arbor Day. That may be an opportunity, and we have invited, because we're kind of like in the mode of planning for that day, but we have invited the downtown businesses to participate in the various different programs that we put on throughout the year. And I know what you have the needs. Have you addressed those to the city council? Have you actually been there? Yeah, I think you have several times,
Yeah.
if my memory serves me, and that's, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess the next step would be then, we have some months that we have some downtime.
Yeah.
And we can look, once we get past Arbor Day,
Yeah.
we
Absolutely.
look at maybe some of the days, months that we had planned not to meet.
Mhm.
Maybe check with you and other businesses as well to see if we can put something on the calendar during one of those months, if that
Yeah.
would suffice. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, that would be great. Just any sort of,
and then what we could do is that
Amazing.
we could then go to the city council together and
Yeah.
see if they would be interested in putting us on their agenda and in us being heard. But I think that you could definitely participate just from your business
absolutely.
aspect
Yeah.
with the Arbor Day.
Yes. Yeah.
I see great contributions coming from 64 Harvard.
And with the art, my brain just stopped working.
Contest.
The Huh? Not that the
Art contest for the
art
Arbor Day.
contest. Yes, yeah.
Mhm.
Like I don't know if there's plans to display the art afterwards.
Yeah.
It feels like you would.
Yeah, we
But
normally
if
have.
if you guys need things to be matted or mounted, I'm always happy to donate that. I've got tons of like extra material that I would
Thank you.
love to
Thank
be
you.
able to.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we missed a great opportunity while we were in discussion, maybe having some of your students extend the categories to maybe some of your students. And if your students meet this criteria, because it goes from
I don't have.
kindergarten now, because
Doesn't
we,
have students.
Student.
I don't have.
don't you
to-
have classes?
No.
Oh, I thought
Not
you
really.
offered
Little
classes.
Frame
stuff,
shop.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
so we do custom framing. We also offer do-it-yourself framing, but it's not like a class.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
You're-
you had classes
No, you're totally good.
there.
Yeah.
So, but I do have a question.
Yeah.
What else are the businesses looking for? Like,
I mean, the wayfinding signs is the top one, because we hear, I hear all the time, oh, you must be new. I don't know you're here. I'm like, I've been here for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And like
it's
the
actually
same,
Frank's too was going through the same thing. I've
Yeah.
been there for 20 years. Yeah.
yeah, it's just, yeah, telling people. And it's also really confusing because the addresses change once you cross over Main. So
Mhm.
I'm on 116 West Hardin, but a block away is 116 East Hardin. So even the just
Okay.
maps GPS is confusing.
So that's
So
something.
we could work with council on that. But
Planning
I'm also thinking,
Yeah.
like at Christmas time, everybody does their windows, which
Yeah.
is great, which is so great.
Yeah.
But what about like even in the fall, like having a contest, say
There-
with the businesses, doing a planter or,
So there is the Business Appearance Award, which is something we may discuss in the next agenda item. But I just want to shout that out real quick, since I feel like this could tie in a bit. It gives businesses the opportunities to kind of compete essentially and get nominated and essentially be advertised for their landscape beautification efforts. And it definitely is something that would help kind of enhance the Appearance Commission's relationship with businesses
Right.
downtown and
Yes.
throughout the rest of Graham.
right. So like,
Yeah.
would you all be interested in that? Like,
If there was
taking it
a
up a notch or-
theme behind it, I think yes. But also, we're also busy. So it's got to be something that
Simple.
doesn't require too much.
Right. We were in a small town a couple of years ago and they did a thing like scarecrows.
Yeah.
And everybody did a scarecrow with
Yeah.
however they wanted. And it was the greatest thing to walk
Yeah.
down the road and see all these scarecrows. It was like, wow. And then you could vote, they had,
Yeah.
the scan codes. And it was like, wow, this is such a great idea. Like, would you all think that you would be interested in something like
Yes.
that?
We did the pumpkins last year for
Yes.
the pumpkin bash.
Yes.
And we were not,
Great.
I pushed for it and was expecting 5 businesses, and it turned out wonderful.
Okay.
That kind of competition, I think we kind of really love to be able to showcase what we
Okay.
do and just all the diverse talents of the downtown businesses. So yeah, I think the window painting and window decoratings can get a little bit too involved, but something small
Right.
feels more attainable. I'm gonna grab my water.
Okay, so if we can come up with a season and a theme
Yeah.
and just say, just even a summer theme, decorate a planter or decorate the front of your store or, again, like even a scarecrow that you can stick outside the store and,
Yeah.
you
We definitely love the idea of the marketing kind of moments.
Yes.
Things that really, when people come into town, they're just like, ooh, what's that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt about that little town. It was like, this is great. Like,
Yeah.
you just kept walking and looking at all these scarecrows and there was so many different kinds,
Yeah.
So, okay, all right.
So yeah, we love that.
I think I had a type of question. So you talked about a group of you all, like how many would you say that represents business owners that are kind of collective, wanting
We've got
in the 15? Okay.
15, yeah.
A good
Yeah.
group. Yeah. Okay.
Pretty much most of North Main and half of the inner circle. And then a couple on
And we have some new businesses too, so.
Yeah.
Great.
Would we want to, like a program like this to be exclusive to downtown businesses, similar to the window decorations, or would this be something citywide?
What, me?
I think just exclusive, just to roll it out, maybe exclusive to
Just
just
something that-
downtown, and then maybe if it grows, we can extend it.
Yeah.
But I'm still interested in.
Okay, so we need to figure out a season and a theme.
Yeah,
And start there and,
I feel like there's a lot already in fall
yes.
going into Christmas, but we don't have very much for summer. And the J months are the months that like, so June and July, people are on vacation. So those as a retail time is slow.
Mhm.
So that would be a good time to kind of boost some, just get people to come and shop.
Have you guys thought about like some sort of reward card? Like, some of the schools will do like coupon cards. Like, have you guys
Yeah.
talked about something like that? 'Cause
Yeah.
that would help drive that traffic.
So we've done, so this month we did January jump off where we all like, it was like this kind of scavenger hunt. And we all partnered together with that. I haven't really seen much response to that. We're doing the Galentine's Day event this Saturday. So it's just a bunch of different, we're printing our own materials and maps and doing all of that. And then we've done the Fall Fest for like 3 years now. And we did last year before last, for Shop Small, we did like a booklet in the bingo and like you kind of check off things and we've done it. It's hard because we don't have support from the city, so it just kind of exists and it's just hard to get it to like really get out there.
When you say support from the city, and maybe I'm just naive and not following, you mean like partnership, like an ability to get the communication out, to have social
Yes.
media, to be a supporter.
Yes.
That's really that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
Yeah.
figure out where you are because I mean, for appearance, I think our mayor's standing up.
Yeah.
I also want to note that we are the only town our size that doesn't have a downtown court.
Corporation, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that would be a huge thing for them, but.
Yes, because so when I started, I wouldn't have my business if it wasn't for our previous downtown coordinator. Because I started as a pop-up, she connected me with everyone. And then when I lost that space, she connected me with the person that I have my space now. And through that partnership, he was able to renovate the building and like it really, that building had sat vacant for like 20 years before. Yeah, and if we did have a downtown coordinator, like I think it's the same position that Mary Fawcett.
There, so I am now
Yeah.
a person
Yeah.
here that exists in Graham.
I think we've also
muted.
Okay.
What are we doing here?
I need to interject, but
No.
mostly here to work.
Yeah.
But I will say, like,
You would
there
do a
is
great
like
job.
a more directed effort for communication
Yes.
that is coming.
Okay.
and Her position was just funded by Newport dollars. Wants
Okay.
to work with downtown, wants to bring people here, wants to have a,
Yay.
but
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta take care of the house,
Yeah.
back the house a little bit.
Yeah.
So that, I've been here since September, so I'm still
Yeah.
working from the inside out.
Well, even so you run the social medias, right? I have seen since you've been doing that, like an uptick in just like engagement with the businesses, which has been huge. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can connect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you-
Um,
your name, I'm sorry, and your,
yeah. Yes.
okay, yeah, and things have really been going very well. I see, it looks really good. You're doing a good job. I see a lot coming out. That's good.
I think there's lots of potential, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
It's just there's budgetary, issues,
Yeah.
but the wayfinding signs, I've heard about those over and over again. And,
Yeah.
you see towns that have them and they're beautiful and they're branded. And I mean, just today I'm seeing the new logo on our materials. So I think we have positive efforts going.
Yeah.
I understand that doesn't pay the bills right now.
Yeah.
So I think from our piece, appearance and tree board, there's
Mhm.
things that, we look to make the town attractive, make it where people want to be here. There's something that's captivating for them. But absolutely can take back wayfinding signs are stuff that we've spoken about because it does make us a more attractive
Yeah.
town, right? Our city. Get back, right?
Yeah.
All right, so
Um,
we have our mayor here.
Yeah.
Got that down. We'll get to council.
So these these are awesome ideas, by the way. So
Yeah,
these things you guys just kind of want to mull over, and then maybe once, kind of like you said, once there's kind of a break, once we get through Arbor Day, maybe kind of establish some things, and kind of re-coordinate
Yeah,
and
And we'll
make
definitely.
some solid decisions.
Yeah.
Now, could you talk to your group
Yeah.
about June or July? Like, what theme would you guys like to do that we can kind of also help, push it and whatnot?
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's something going on just summer.
50th.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, that'd be pretty cool to have that. Feels like a good marketing moment too.
Yeah, yeah. And
Um,
enhance the town business,
yeah,
sidewalks, all that, yeah.
but yeah,
Okay.
I'll ask them if they have any ideas about any of that, like
Okay.
what we could do similar to the pumpkin thing, but
Or if there's other ideas, right?
Yeah.
I think it may not be in a capacity of this board, but it's
Mhm.
in a capacity of a resident to the city that wants to make things great. So I
Yeah.
think it's open conversation, and I appreciate you for bringing it forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
So the last thing on our agenda is, so we wanted to discuss with Kaylee here, our PR specialist, about bringing back the Appearance Award for this year. That was a topic discussed at the last meeting. Specifically the residential appearance, but I believe we also, as I mentioned earlier, the Business Appearance Award as well. And I think we wanted to focus a little bit more on the Residential Appearance Award. Me and Kaylee have been in discussion. She has a lot of ideas regarding kind of ways we can kind of improve engagement and kind of kick things back up as far as getting those photo ops and kind of getting people involved essentially and increasing awareness of the Appearance Commission's roles and, the beautification of the city. And I'll open the floor now for Kaylee if she wants to come up and present her ideas, and you guys can ask questions.
Hi again.
Hi.
Again, Kaylee Gorham, Public Relations Specialist. Thanks for chatting with me. And I started in September, so if you haven't seen me around that until now, that's why. But yeah, so I have been talking with Jonathan about the Residential Appearance Award, and I've been doing some digging in our own archives to kind of figure out just what it is. And so I just want to confirm a few things with y'all. I'm not sure how long each of you have been on this board or this commission, but just hopefully you can help me clarify some things. So it looks like this started in 2019. Does that sound right?
Board,
The Residential Appearance Award. The award.
the award. Okay, I thought you said the board. Yeah.
No, I
Um,
felt like I won before that, so I don't know. I think it's been around a long
maybe-
time. I hate to say I keep winning every month, but I feel like that was.
2018. Yeah. That 2019 is the first time we have pictures in our Graham Share Drive, so that's where I got that from. And then it started at least with 4 seasons: a spring, summer, fall, and then winter. 2020, if y'all remember that year, there was nothing. I blacked that one out. And then 2021, it looks like spring, summer, fall, there was not any awards given out, but in winter there was. And it seemed like there was maybe some good participation there. And then 2022, there was spring, summer, fall, but no winter. And then it kind of moved to twice a year in 2023 and 2024. And then this last year was kind of an iffy year. Does that seem right?
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you, Jamie, I took most of the pictures and submitted them, like we had no participation from outside or anything like that. It was gonna drive around. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Take a picture.
Yes.
You know,
Gotcha.
so,
So that sounds right to y'all.
Yes.
I have that the biggest participation year was summer of 2019 with 27 potential addresses. And so if what I found is correct, which, I don't think there's great documentation, so I think that's also something that might be addressed moving forward. I think that would be the second one. So like maybe it got posted, advertised, hey, participate. And then maybe there was like here's the winner. And then people were excited because there was a winner. And then you got more participation that second time running. Does that sound about right? So I'm curious like what y'all's feelings were towards the participation. It sounds like maybe it was less than you would like and hope for.
Lot less.
A lot
Maybe
less.
again, we were the ones
Yeah,
taking pictures.
taking
We had
pictures.
Nothing else.
Okay. Yeah.
submitted. So,
So one thing that Jonathan and I have discussed is moving it more towards the language surrounding it, towards a self submittal module, or model. So people are asked to be proud of their own house and to send it in. Because I think I love that you like love your neighbors' houses, but there is like some security features and like safety issues that might come up. I just think about like kids in foster care, like there's all sorts of things like we need to be mindful of as we're taking photos of people's homes and privacy.
yes.
So I think that if we can move more towards that self-submittal, self-nomination, instead of a lot of the language that I found from our previous Facebook posts was kind of geared towards, hey, do you like this house? Send us a picture of it. Instead, be like, hey, are you proud of your house? Show us what makes you proud to be a Graham resident.
Good.
So I think that's kind of a shift that Jonathan and I were looking at making and wanted to get y'all's opinion on. And then also with that, people at the same time submitting their own photos so that, we're not responsible for going out and taking pictures. And wanted to make sure y'all were good with that. We did try it a little bit with the winter one this past year. I don't think we had enough of a runway, and people have gotten out of the practice of looking for this award. So I used a website called JotForm, where people didn't have to have an account. Like you could do a Google form, but you have to have a Google account to submit a photo. But with JotForm, you didn't have to do that.
Now, were you looking incorporating all 4 seasons, or you just
Well, I think
was
that
one
we were kind of,
modular? Did you have more submissions when you had less seasons or more seasons?
it kind of it seems consistently, aside from 2021, winter is the lowest. I think that with the way the timeline works for sending in, like people decorate their house for the holidays, and then so post November, getting it in for y'all's December meeting was a little bit too tight of a turnaround. People aren't quite decorated for the holidays at that point. And then by January, it's like, well, I don't really care. They might have even taken down their decorations by the time the photo op for the winter comes around. So I would suggest a 2 or 3 times a year model. Maybe as we're getting started again, kind of revamping, trying to re-engage folks, looking at just twice a year, and then kind of seeing what's working, what's not working, what season is popular, and just observing also around the town what people seem to be excited to decorate for on their own without the incentives, and seeing how we can get engagement, but maybe starting with 2, and then you can kind of go from there.
And when we discussed the rolling schedule, at the last meeting, the months suggested were April, July, October, December. So if we were going to reduce the amount of submittals we had per year to 3 or 2 instead of 4, I guess we would kind of have to determine what months we would like to kind of sacrifice
Well,
essentially.
I think the fall tying it in with downtown would be great, you know?
Yeah.
Since we decorate the downtown for the fall, right? Tying it in with something.
You could do like a spring and a fall.
Yeah,
And maybe just starting with the fall this year, just because I know y'all want to like promote Arbor Day stuff and Brandy's doing a lot of that. So that this would be a separate social media account. Because this would be from Graham and City of Graham NC, a separate account. But I think just giving us the most amount of a runway to kind of promote it and get it ready. And we could even do things to engage of just posting houses like from photos we already have to say like, oh, isn't it such a beautiful place to live? And make posts like that of houses from previous years. And so it's kind of like priming our
Mhm.
audience for seeing houses and remembering that this was a program that had some success.
I like that idea. I do.
So starting with this fall, and that gives us plenty of time over the summer to kind of get it ramped up and
I don't know if I don't know if I agree. I'm such a party pooper. I feel like people really, I know Jonathan's
good.
like, there you go. Of course, why'd you show up tonight? But
No, you're good.
I feel like spring is where people really make a huge investment.
Yeah.
Like we see Lowe's and Home Depot and all these.
Summer was the highest ever, was that summer 2019 with 27 houses. Then 2022 spring had 16, summer had 10, and then fall had 8.
I
Um,
also think the holiday, which maybe because we went and took a ton of pictures, but I feel like holiday decor, which you have to take it at a certain time of the day. I feel like people go all out for holiday, right? Like there's a huge audience. So if we're looking at only twice a year, maybe it's June because now flowers are planted April, they're getting to be mature and you get good pictures. And then it's beginning of December because
Yeah.
that's up. I don't know. That was what I was thinking as we were talking. I'm like, maybe it's one time at the beginning and then one time at
Yeah.
the end, and that gets momentum going. And that's just from memory. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys have
I
any.
I do agree that like I do think that spacing works really well. I think the only tricky part is the holiday timing with y'all's meeting.
Yes.
That's really my reservation with that. I mean, spring and summer, you can kind of lump them together, depending on how you time it out. So, but I do think that is a heard point, and I think that there is already so much happening in Graham in the fall with the pumpkin bash show, like we were just saying with Renee, that we could use some more programming happening in June and July as well.
And I do think that Christmas, again, by the time we get this, the pictures and whatnot, it's January and it's kind of over.
But like true people that decorate, which is not me, but those that do it, it is up for Thanksgiving, if not before then, right? Like we know the radio station cuts on Christmas, beginning of November. So if we do meet in December and these people are self-nominating, right? Like, so they really are behind it. They want to be able to be, I think there's a chance. I'm not saying it's going to work. But I think there's a chance to get people, they want to be the best. And then if they get the sign, then they are the best, right? Now people are coming to their place. They're getting, I don't know, there's momentum to build, but I mean, I'm good with what the group thinks.
No, I like that idea
And-
as well.
Yeah,
That's
and I
good for
think the
discussion.
spring too, I think June is a good time. May's early because you're just planting. So it doesn't really grow in yet, so yeah, I think June is a good time for that.
So the J months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
June and January?
June and January would be when you want to administer the awards. Is that what I'm hearing? Or July and January?
January, June or
No,
July.
it would be December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
then it would
you
be
would
December.
come in,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think so.
yeah.
I know, here I am again. But if you do it in January, right? Like by the time we recognize it, people have cut their power off. Like, right?
Right.
I can't
It's
afford the
done.
bill
It's
anymore.
Right.
So it's kind of like December. I know splitting the months are equal 6.
Yeah.
June and December, like, because we meet the beginning of December, people can submit before then. And then at least in the whole month of December, people can go enjoy those submittals, right? They're gonna be on the thing. Cameron is looking at me just with the grid.
Well, hate to interject back here, but I mean, maybe it's something that we have to look into on our side to see. Can we move your December meeting where y'all don't meet on the first of the month, the first Monday of the month?
Well,
Because we did change it. I think that's where.
Yeah, we
I think
changed it
used to meet
for
on, like,
your
the third
schedule.
Or second Monday of the month. I apologize. I'm just trying to.
No,
get
you're
out there.
Yeah, maybe in December
That's
move it.
definitely a thought, I guess, that may go through y'all's heads potentially. I don't know if it's possible. If anything, it'd have to be a special meeting because it's already kind of laid out, or if there's some action that we can take at the next meeting to set y'all's December meeting for this specific date. I don't know the details, but that's really the only way to combat this kind of timeline frame of it, is trying to schedule your December meetings differently.
I agree with that. And we were also looking at possibly even moving the meeting back to the original Monday. We had
We moved it for
altered the
altered the schedule.
date for Cheryl's schedule, but now Cheryl doesn't have that schedule, so.
Yeah. But the Monday,
First
the
Monday
Monday
of
of
the
December this year is the seventh,
7th, so
which you
that
can't get
works.
any better than that. And if we
Yeah, that-
stayed where we were,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think? You're the expert.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
the specialist.
as far as public relations specialists go, I don't think that we have a formed opinion on when y'all should meet. I think that as far as the December goes, it would be great if you could do it later, because we did post, I'm pulling it up now. It looks like we posted 1, 2, 3 times starting on November 12th, asking people to submit. And we still only had 2 submittals for that. But like, people hadn't been used to seeing it, and it was only on Facebook and Instagram. And so that was another thing I wanted to bring up, is maybe having ways that y'all could use some of your contacts, being Graham residents, getting it out. Like if there's neighborhoods with newsletters, putting it there, and just finding some more creative solutions to reaching the residents of Graham.
The city, I think the police department does next door, but
I was looking into it. We don't have one right now. I would have to see about purchasing it, because it would be more of an ads account. So from the government side, and they might, I need to look into it further and see what kind of cost there is for government, because sometimes like nonprofits and governments would be given it for free or a discount.
And I don't know if the police pay, I'm sure there's a community service thing, and I'm not quite sure, I'm not huge into social media. I'm too old, but I think, I know that like I set up my communities next door, and Cameron loves my community. And I know I get alerts every time something like that's posted from an official person.
Yeah.
Like I get those, like, and I don't get alerts for everything, but I'm like, oh, City of Graham posted or so. So it may be really well worth it, because it goes, you can tag the communities and it goes to those that are in there utilizing it. It's got a lot of bandwidth over the years, when it used to be so small.
Yeah.
Now it's huge.
Yeah, and I think another opportunity that we could use is maybe coming up with some flyers or like little cards to give out at things like the Pumpkin Bash for this award. So then that way people know.
I wonder if I mean, this is embarrassing, but what if they can be recognized at a city council meeting? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just think about how do you get the programming in front of the mass audiences, right? Maybe we don't start with that, because that's a little intimidating. But
I don't know if that would be really an incentive. No offense.
Right.
But
The city council meeting. Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
Make that, but
Well,
sometimes we
depends on what's on the agenda, Megan.
sometimes we have 5 or 7 people in here. And
Yeah.
sometimes we had 90.
We could also put it, I think, especially if we're gonna do this layout, this works well for the city Graham schedule as well.
Cheryl, I think I would, y'all have friends at Graham, presumably. All of y'all take 3 of your friends and have them submit somebody and it's just gonna be a snowball.
Word of
And I
mouth,
think
yeah.
if you do word of mouth and like this,
Yeah.
this actually is an award and it's actually meaningful for our community and it's community pride and it's doing something.
Yeah.
I
And
think it's gotta be word of mouth.
And I that does make me think about like the incentive to do it. I heard y'all talking about the prizes and things for the Arbor Day in Graham. So I don't know if this is another opportunity for us to partner with downtown businesses and kind of offer some sort of coupon or gift card for the winners, because I love to participate, but sometimes I like to participate more if there's a gift. So just keeping that in mind as well.
A month from Garden
Yeah.
Valley Market or Steve's or
Yeah.
avail pay in the fall time.
Hey, hey, I like that.
Yes, and
So I think that's mostly what I had to say about this. If y'all had other ideas or wants or needs from me.
Did you say, Jonathan, did you say business award too, or just residential?
Yeah, well, so I guess when we were discussing it last week, we didn't really make a huge we didn't really distinguish the residential appearance award or the business appearance award. And the business appearance award is also a thing. So, when we're talking about doing implementing a rolling schedule for the appearance award, obviously I think it's implied we're talking about the residential appearance award, but are we also including the business award in this? And do we want to bring that back as well, especially, with all this conversation about local business engagement and getting the Appearance Commission involved with that stuff? Is that something you guys have interest in? Is that a conversation we'd like to have tonight as well? Kind of piggybacking off of this.
I just remember, I think I brought this business, it really dropped, because I think the last one we had was Wendy's, a long time ago, when they remodeled. And so I feel like that is a way to also kind of recognize what Renee brought forward earlier. It's a chance to really recognize and spotlight a business downtown or within the ETJ. I think it's within the ETJ is what it said. I'm all supportive if the rest of this board would be, I mean, they're separate, right? And I don't think that was done seasonally. I think it might have been just once a year. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the question, I guess. Since we're deciding when we want to do the residential appearance award, do we want the business award to be kind of coincide with that? Like, do you guys, when we meet to decide on the residential award applicants, do we want to be deciding on the business award applicants at the same meeting, essentially? I feel like that could make it easier to kind of make those rolling schedules kind of align. That way we don't have them mismatched and it gets complicated. But
Well, if the downtown's looking at doing like a June, July, you could coordinate that with the residential in June. Oh.
Sure.
Right.
Still time to shine the windows.
Spotlight the business.
Thank you.
so just to kind of summarize and make sure we're kind of making a motion or a decision here, you guys agree or thumbs upping the self-submittal or the self-nomination idea we've presented, and you guys have established the months of just to make sure, January and June?
December
Dec-
and June,
December and June,
or December and
As-
July,
December and July.
which it's where y'all will vote. I mean, I heard about planting. I do not have a green thumb in the slightest, so I don't know about that kind of thing. But I heard comment about that as well. So
I mean, typically, yeah, if it's early, if it's submitted in June, I mean, people are still watering. After that, they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're done.
Yeah, the heat hasn't hit, things have filled in.
so vote on it at your June meeting, or
June or July, whatever.
that's
December and July, I think that's what we're here.
We are a lost cause.
Done more. I
We
feel like
said,
had
we
already-
said June and we originally said June and December.
okay.
Let's just stick with it.
June and
We can
December.
Evaluate at a later date.
We'll stick with June and December.
That's when y'all will vote,
Any more-
because that just helps me
We would
work backwards.
Yeah, because July also, I mean, it's around the 4th of July, so I don't know if we'll even
So
have a
June and
meeting.
December.
Yeah.
Okay.
June and December. That's when y'all will vote, and then I'll base my social media planning off of those dates.
Off, okay.
And also just to confirm, we want the business award to also be in December and June as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Perfect. And another question about the business award before we wrap up here. I guess the way that award was done in the past is the commission would, kind of like you guys were saying, you guys would go around and select businesses that you liked and kind of appoint them yourself or nominate them yourselves. I guess you guys also allowed for, or the board allowed also for people to email in submissions. So do we just kind of want to do something similar to what we've discussed with the residential?
Yes, self-submittal, I think. would-
Self-submittal,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can work with Renee Ward about getting her sunshine list of business.
Yeah, self-submittal, and then that way, they're engaged. And this is something that they, want to participate in and your safeness. Thank you so much for considering that because many a days we were like out there like, we were just taking pictures, and it's kind of scary to do that. So, yeah, I agree, 100% self-submittal. Yeah.
Just throw the pot back here, but how would the December one relate into the downtown window decoration contests? Like if you're already doing that one for the downtown businesses, what are we thinking about?
Cause we do a lot downtown and we don't do a lot of businesses outside of our downtown.
That's correct. That's why I'm just trying to make sure that there's a distinction between the two that y'all understand.
You kind of, Ms. Ray kind of mentioned it. I think we would want the business award to be for the whole city, not just the downtown.
Does the sunshine list include all?
No, not that I'm aware of. I'm not sure how far it reaches. Cameron, do you know about that?
Honestly, the sunshine list really is just for interested people in what's
Yeah.
going on inside the city. It's not necessarily the downtown people themselves, but Ms. Renee does have a email list of downtown businesses, I think, because we have to send it out whenever we send out our COA or facade grant applications. I think they're all sent out by mail to
By mail,
downtown
yeah.
businesses. So we have downtown businesses.
Right,
that
but
are
we're
out there.
needing to, so that's something that it sounds like the city could improve upon, getting a little bit of a more robust and comprehensive list of businesses, not just downtown. I'll do some digging and see what we have access to at the moment.
Great to see. We're down Main Street and Hardin, get involved.
That still doesn't necessarily address Cameron's point of the
Distinguish it
two
between
different.
two, yeah.
So I think
I
that would
be more
be,
about that, sure.
Yeah, Cheryl. I don't know. My brain hurts. Yeah, because the window contests, we do already pick and recognize. So it does seem like that's really a duplication of effort, because Cameron says no, not really.
Well, I mean, Chelsea made the point, the appearance award is for people outside of the downtown, but of course, those are gonna be running together. So I think you just have to make sure that whatever you're getting on the business appearance side is not also something that you're getting from the downtown window decoration side.
Because the downtown window, we're gonna still take the pictures of anyone that has put up a display in whatever theme it is. We're not gonna ask for self-submittal for that. Is that right? We're not making, because I know we usually,
No, I
not,
think
we don't.
I think we just said that we were gonna do self-submittals for,
For the window display,
Yeah.
for the holiday window display, usually like we would walk around, or Cameron or Jonathan would walk around, take pictures and then bring it up in the meeting.
Mhm.
That's separate from business appearance.
Okay, so,
so,
Yeah.
sorry if I can just interject. So we've got the residential appearance award. Then we've got the business beautification award, separate from the grant, but the business beautification award.
Business appearance.
Business appearance award. Thank you, Jonathan. And that would go to all of Graham. And then there's also this window competition during the holidays. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay,
Mm.
sorry. I was just making sure that we had that.
Window.
And that one is just for downtown businesses. Okay, and then that one is not self-submittal. That is
we still
y'all,
go and take the pictures.
that's kind of like a special excursion enrichment for our appearance commission.
I think we can keep it all the same date. Sounds lovely. Look,
Okay.
yeah.
So So did we still make a comment about how we're gonna distinguish between what are we gonna?
They all
The-
have different merits, different roles.
The appearance, help me out, the Business Appearance Award.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Business Appearance Award is a self-submittal. And so what do they get? What is their incentive to participate?
Get a sign.
They get a
They
sign.
have a sign.
Okay,
They have a sign.
we will probably need new signs just because we have new branding and all of that.
But I think they get a sign, they get recognition, they get
Okay.
to be put on,
Yeah.
the pride of.
Definitely.
There's
I'm just,
a post.
yeah. I'm just asking for my clarification
Sure.
so that I know what to post.
We
That
don't,
was-
we
and
don't
have it
have
on my
any
radar.
money, sorry.
I'm not interrogating.
Cool.
Sign.
I think also there's a big difference between like a window display and like the kind of beautification,
Right.
outdoor landscaping type of thing that you would get with that. So
Mhm.
I think there is good,
Residential.
multiple ways to distinguish it. But it's up to you guys.
I think we're good.
I like it.
Okay,
I like it.
All right, so,
thank you so much,
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
Ms. Goro.
all right, so I guess to cap it off, have the calendar pulled up here. I can change it based on some of the conversations that we've had tonight. And I send that out to you guys, either tomorrow or next week. But yeah, is there anything else regarding the upcoming year that y'all have any questions about or want to kind of figure out? Or want to plan ahead for, aside from what we've already discussed today?
Gotta
Are
figure
we
it
able to come up with any new ideas or we're just gonna stick to?
We
Here tonight.
have it. I mean, I think we're sticking to what we have. We can always adjust if we need to.
out. We good?
Good
I
for now.
think we're good.
All right.
Okay, so we had discussed opening up, looking at new ideas, new possibilities, and what I'm hearing tonight is that we're gonna try to work on what we've discussed tonight, and then maybe look at doing new ideas. What about our goals? Are we gonna tie that into just the three categories that we just discussed, or are we gonna look for trying to fund more projects for downtown? Gonna stay where we are pretty much.
I hate to put Chelsea on the spot, which I called Megan earlier. Sorry, Megan. I'm sure she watches this. I think we need to hear from our city council and hear from what that perspective is and what their charge to us is for us to develop our goals. I don't know if that's what you all agree.
I will answer that. But I also wanted to, are y'all familiar with the New Leaf Society?
Yes.
It's my understanding that we don't have any current projects with them,
Okay.
but they have projects in almost every other municipality in Alamance County. We don't necessarily have I think this board is positioned well to be the one to explore what positions or what projects would look like. So if you guys could take the charge and do that, and even if the goal this year is to form that relationship and propose new projects at the beginning of next year, or if it's to propose fall projects for them, and get the ball rolling, because I think that's where we're lacking. That's why things haven't been connected yet, is the capacity piece. So if you guys wanted to charge that and look around the city to be like, hey, we could really use hanging baskets in our downtown, or whatever it is, and then come to them to be like, look, this is what we see. Is there anything that you guys really want your name on? I spoke with Marcy Green at Impact Alamance about beautification stuff and park enhancement around Sesquicentennial at its current location. That all is very much up in the air right now, just because of where council is trying to land on Sesquicentennial. But I think there's a lot of inroads that we can make as far as appearance and greenery and community partnerships. So that would kind of be my like vision and task for you guys, is making those connections, having those people here, having those conversations, and then coming either to us as council or to Megan. And Burke's going to have to be involved because of public works and watering and all of that. But making those first asks would be awesome. And it would leverage your impact because you're bringing together funding partners for the city. As far as what city council is charging you with, I'm unsure of that as a council. I think once a decision is made about the park, y'all could be brought into that. I don't know. I will say that there is a special meeting that was called for Tuesday. Pro Tem and Whitaker called it to review the RFQs for the park to move again. And so we're kind of still in that waffling back and forth. So I don't know what to tell you as far as what council as a board is charging you for. Sorry. I wish I had a clearer answer for you. I will say in the meantime, just pushing these, they're going to feel smaller, but you're working on community pride, and that is huge. And I understand that it is a soft and tangible, but we appreciate your work. So pushing New Leaf forward, pushing the awards forward. Yes.
I
sorry.
think we have a contact for the impact. Do we have a name for New Leaf Society?
Her name's Katie.
Yeah, Katie Snyder,
It's,
Snyder.
yeah,
Is Smith or
It
something?
was Katie Massey and that.
Brian Fawcett and I sit on the New Leaf Society Committee.
Uh-huh.
So, well know Katie and, Kelly
What's Katie's last name?
Snyder.
Snyder. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I couldn't, Smith or, I couldn't remember. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I think we'll start working on some type of contact. Maybe we can do something, written. And maybe going over or inviting them over, maybe having a sit down with them. And maybe we could talk with the two together and trying to see how our involvement and their involvement, how we could kind of join forces. So,
One more thing. Sorry.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
As I was reading and getting myself acquainted with everything, it says that our boards report annually to the city council. And I would love for you guys to come before city council and just report on what you've done, what you are doing, what your vision is, because that would in turn be a really great platform for us to turn around and say, we like that, do more of this or whatever, and then kind of, if you need funding, then that's when that would come. So if you want to talk or look at your calendar to say, hey, this is a really great time for us to come present, if it's right after you put some awards together or whatever, y'all let me know when you want to come before council and give your annual report. It can be 5 minutes, it can be 12 minutes, I don't care. It can have pictures, you can just stand up here and talk. But I would love to hear from these boards and commissions because your work is meaningful. And I think the board should hear from you guys. I give my reports, but we should hear collectively.
Okay.
So, but thank you for your work.
Thank you. for
Well,
rec-
it is budget season. So what does that, I know, 'tis the season,
It is
lovely
budget
people.
season.
Like, so what does that look like for this board? Or maybe that's for Jonathan to tell us, like for submitting requests, or we usually have this long conversation. Cameron's very familiar with it. That we submit up to what we would like, covered in, whatever small resources we have.
I think that's going to be best. It's going to be under planning,
Okay.
right? It's going to be under your office, or
Yeah.
do they don't have their own line item?
No, they don't have their own, the only thing that they have is something that's earmarked. Essentially, I think they get,
Is it in planning though?
planning doesn't have a, in particular budget, it's through inspections kind of in that
Okay.
area, but I think their money comes from a general kind of.
Fund.
Do you put that request in or does Aaron put that into inspections?
Essentially, what it would come down to is whatever they are requesting, however much funds, we would find whichever item that we would slot it in and set budget
Okay.
and place it there for a request.
I am your liaison. I will be at all your meetings.
Okay.
I will say the sooner that you have those requests in, the better. Staff has their personnel requests due the end of next week. And so like all the pieces are coming into the budget very quickly. I know that your requests are a lot smaller than adding 3 new firefighters, but to get it in now. So if there is any kind of report that you want to put together or whatever it is, go ahead and talk amongst yourselves, get it to these guys, but I will also be copied in on this and we'll be able to hopefully petition for that.
And then sorry.
No,
So then for us to, like, I hear, Renee that was here earlier. And for us to advocate for wayfinding or banners or signage or
Mhm.
things that really would make the city more attractive and all of that. What budget hearing should we come to if that is our, purpose? If we want to advocate for those, what would you recommend? From a board
Right.
perspective.
Before the fiscal year is July 1st.
But the board gets to see the budget in May, and so Megan's starting to put it together in the next couple of months. I don't know if there's, since I'm new to this is my first.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a downtown or if you just want to put together a document that says like, these are the appearance commission's goals. Y'all can reach for the sky and be like, we want to do wayfinding, and you can work with Kaylee. I don't know. Have you pulled numbers for wayfinding yet? They're way more expensive than you think they are.
Yes.
I think that what would have to do is essentially, maybe after like that May meeting when you meet with Renee,
Yeah.
is determine maybe some areas in which you would like to place it in, or not even Renee, but multiple downtown people inside of there. Is where we want to put these.
How many
people,
signs?
How much do they cost? Get that in a detailed report to us, which would then be forwarded over to next probably fiscal year's budget, whenever we look about it this time next year for actual consideration of awarding funds. That's my thoughts. I apologize for.
No, you're good. I think, and even if you don't wait till May, if you could put something together in the coming months that just say, we want wayfinding and we want banners and we want this, and you can get very, very rough numbers. Will they be included in this budget? But if you try now and you say this is the second time we've tried next year, then, but I also know that the council has wanted banners for a while. I believe. It depends on what day sometimes, but I believe that is something that they're consistent.
If I had $1 for every time I said banner, I could buy the wayfinding.
Closer than they have been.
Oh, look,
Okay.
listen.
Do you still have in your plan with the council for the flags?
That's banners.
That's the
The
banners.
banners.
Is that one of the same? Yeah, that's what I was asking.
And
about that.
they're closer
Okay.
than they've ever
So,
been.
but it's still in the works. We had picked a vendor and they had pricing.
Seen any of that, but I will check on that. I know that
It's through Moscas.
I'm sure I was
I
gonna.
know Aaron spoke to me about it.
Yeah.
We talked about it a few weeks ago about it.
Moscas is good. These that we have down here, Sunbrella, they're so expensive.
Mm,
But anyway, yes, there was quotes. They're gonna have to be requoted.
Okay.
Those are too old.
Okay.
They're gonna have to be redesigned, requoted, and the staff's got it.
the staff has
Yeah,
that.
the staff's working on that. So I don't know if that's something that I would put on your list. I would dream bigger with wayfinding and other
Yeah,
stuff.
wayfinding.
But yeah, start pushing for stuff that you know that we need, because somebody's
Yeah.
got to.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we can pull something together, definely.
Yeah,
Um,
ask for money all the time.
Endless money, endless
Yeah,
money.
we would definitely. Red carpet, so when I come into the meeting. Okay, yeah, so, okay, so this has been very productive. Thank you for everybody's input. I mean, this has really made things clearer.
And it made me feel very comfortable by knowing that you did just see the danger in some of the activities that we have been performing. You know, so I thank you for that, and we look forward to working closer with you and kind of getting that gap smaller, and just working on all of these new things and coming together. And it's exciting. Cheryl likes to be busy and getting our numbers together. So, and we will definitely do a grid as well, part of our presentation. So we can be able to clearly look at it. We'll work closely with Mr. Buckley. And maybe we just have to take some things off one of our agendas and just kind of get our report together, and then we'll turn it back in to Mr. Buckley, have him overlook it and see if there's any discrepancies or anything we shouldn't be saying. And then we will make an appearance to the council with our report. All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay, so we've had the updates from the city, of the staff updates.
None on my part unless Cameron has anything.
I was supposed to be a bystander.
We love you,
No, we
Holly.
love, yes, thank you.
Here,
Stay engaged. Okay, well then.
motion
I
to
will-
adjourn.
I'll make a motion to start the meeting again. No, motion to adjourn.
Second.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you guys so much. Great meeting. Okay, so.